Welcome to the first summer series. That's right. We're having a summer series, and this month's series is
Influencer.
Influencer. You know what that word means? Y'all, I joke about how old Kim is, but she knows exactly what an influencer is.
Ew. Like I have a friend that she is an influencer. She has stopped working a regular job, and she is an influencer. She gets paid, people pay her for what she endorses, and lots of people buy her like clothes and stuff that she influences, and she gets paid.
So essentially she has a group of people who follow her on some social platform.
Yes.
And then she reaches out to companies and says, hey, I like this product. I would like to tell my people about this product. And it's effective?
And it's effective.
It makes sense though, because I know some people, like I know an author that I follow on Twitter, and he said, I really like these notebooks. And he even said, I like these notebooks before they paid him to say that he liked the notebooks. And so he was like, I like these notebooks. And that company was like, hey, if you like the notebooks, why don't we pay you to sell our notebooks for us? And one day I was like, I'll try out this notebook. I liked the notebook. Like, What is influence? So if we were to put it in one sentence, here's what I would say, okay? Influence is a way of impacting the way other people think, believe, or behave.
Yes.
So when somebody affects the way we think, believe, or behave, they have influenced us. And so being influenced and influencing other people isn't necessarily bad. I think it's how we influence.
It's how you influence them.
Ignaz Semmelweis. Tell me about this guy.
So he's a doctor at a hospital. And in our world, what do we think of? Every time you see a patient, what do? You wash your hands. And maybe several times when you're seeing a patient. Not in his time. And we're talking the 1840s here. Mm-hmm. And so washing your hands was not a thing to do necessarily. And so he figured out that people were getting sick because doctors and people were not washing their hands after being with patients. And so he was influencing people to try to get them to wash their hands.
So he washed his hands and people weren't dying. And then he was like, hey guys, people aren't dying when we wash our hands. But people weren't going to listen to his message because he was a jerk.
Exactly. So he didn't really spread the news his news wasn't spread very well.
So we have this guy who was trying to influence people, and he wasn't doing a good job because of the way he was trying to influence.
Right.
The question we're going to ask this month is, what kind of influencer do you want to be? You might be a small sixth grader and think, who do I influence? And you might be a big, burly, football-throwing, curly-haired, ginger-looking, wink, wink, quarterback for a football team here locally, and you may be thinking, well, I got influence here, but in the big picture, who do I influence? I don't think we realize how many people we influence every day. So what kind of influence do you want to be? I think the great influencers throughout history were great influencers for two reasons. One, because their message was meaningful and their motivation was about more than just themselves. Their message had some substance and meant something, and it wasn't just about what they gained in the process. I mean, we have a message that's meaningful. If you turn on the news right now, the brokenness of our nation, let's just talk about our nation is evident. But if you're like me, when I was growing up, I saw the brokenness in my home and the frustration, the anger in myself. And so we have this message that the world is broken, but it doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
So who do you want to influence? And how do you want to influence them? And I think you'd be surprised how God will use you to change other people. So our prayer this month is this, that we'd figure out what our message is going to be and who we're going to influence with it. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.
Bye.